Thank you for joining our keynote on how free TLS SSL certificates has affected and scares the entire hosting industry and how monetization works today. My name is Federico Reimers and I welcome you on behalf of CertCenter AG. I'm glad that this topic lead you to our presentation, and I hope I can raise your interest because you're all interested in how can we make money with free TLS certificates. It's a little bit strange, free and money, but it will. Just in the beginning to my person, so you know you are dealing with. My name is Federico Reimers, as I said. I'm responsible for sales and marketing at CertCenter, and I'm working in this industry now for 15 years. So a little bit, some information I have. So the first point is that traditional upselling does not work for TLS. So I would say we can stop now and we can go home, because this traditional button you have on the right side when you order it, and it's upselling, nobody would push this button, so you can't really order the certificate. So I think it's really, you could enjoy, but I will show you how you can make money with it. But before we begin, my first question about that, do you know what happened in 2014? What was in this TLS industry a point, or better to say, what happened November 18th, 2014? Does somebody know this, perhaps? Pardon? No, not DigiNotar. No, not the Dutch part. Somebody announced something on that date. Yes, please? The start of Let's Encrypt. Yes. On this day, it was announced that Let's Encrypt will offer free DV certificates. And this really left the whole industry restless. They didn't know what to do. What will happen? Oh, DVs for free, we can't earn money. What will happen? That was in the mind of the people on that time. So it really was a big issue in our whole industry. So before we continue a little bit, industry outlook with this free SSL certificates, what will happen? Now the challenge we are now facing will be that HTTPS sites will shown as not secure, and not only in the future that when there's no SSL, it would immediately shown as not secure. Not at the moment when you put something in a form or you have a form that it shows not secure, it will be a standard that it's not secure. So this will change but the solution will be to have free TLS certificates so you can avoid this problem. And for this, you can use, for example, this always-on product or encryption everywhere or Let's Encrypt to avoid this. The second, you will have more and more orders coming with IoT, with all these themes. So we will get more and more. We have to do more and more. And that's also our chance in our industry, that we will face to more and more certificates are needed by the customers. There we also will have the solution. One second. So automation. So automation will be much more important, that you can automate the ordering process of certificates. The next point is the validity period is going to be down. And the point behind that is the validity period is going down, so it's more secure. You don't have to work with OCSP lists. You don't have to work with CR lists, so you can reissue certificates or issue certificates in a very short term. But for this also, you need automation. That's also an approach we will have in the future where we are working for. The same thing is the requirements can change. If it's a legal requirement, it's a requirement set by your own. When there are new requirements, certificates have to be issued again or reissued. So this is also an approach. And there's also the automation. And the last point, increasing number of phishing attacks is coming more and more. And that's a big challenge. And there's also, we have to find a solution for that. And here, we will talk a little bit later about that. So why should you offer free certificates and you don't earn money for that? That's the other question. Why offer Let's Encrypt? Why always on? Why offer these products? The first point is because the other big hosters do it now for 3 years. So you can't say, I don't offer it. It's not like saying, without these free offers, one second here, without these free offers, or I don't need it, my customers will buy. No, you have to offer it to your customers. You have to give them a basic way of secureness, a basic way for that. So there's a point where you have to look. And the other thing is, with free certificates, you can get new customers. They look in search engines about certificates. They will find you. It's a door opener for you. So that's also the way. And you hear door opener, so that's the way going to earn money with it. But that's a really door opener to use the free certificates. The next point is, why always on? Did you hear something about always on? Have you ever heard about that? Launched 2016. That's the encryption everywhere product with CertCenter and DigiCert, where you get free basic TLS certificates and also basic S-MIME. And also here the question, why does a reseller of certificates offers free certificates? They don't earn money with it. So why give something for free? And we have families, we need money, we need something to live for. But why we are offering? But you will see why it's offered. But one point was the door opener. But also with these products, there are no commitments you have to do. There are no upselling targets when you use these certificates. And at the beginning, when the Encryption Everywhere program was started, where Always On is now a part of it, there was like you have to commit, you have to give targets, what you're going to do. No, you don't need it. But because we will see what happens if you don't have to do it, then you will do the upselling perhaps later on. So added value to your product. And there we are coming now to the point, I think, which is much more important for you. So I have a little bit of problem with this. Secure does not mean safe. And that's the point I want a little bit to explain. Because when we have these certificates, these free domain-validated certificates, you always have a connection between A and B, and this connection is secure. But this connection is never safe. You don't know to whom you're going to secure. And everybody's telling you that there is, or wants to explain it to you, that there is no measure. But I will explain it a little bit. I'm only a marketing guy, as you can see. And I will show you some steps, what I did to be a fisher. It was very easy in 5 minutes. So first, I registered a domain for bank of something. And the registration of domain goes very, very fast. On the second, then I created a subdomain for secure.bankofsomething.com. On the third, I created the DNS entry for the secure.bankingofsomething. And at the end, took an always-on SSL certificate, so I could secure it at the end. That was my fourth step. I had my phishing site for bank of something. And it was secure. And the funny thing is, you see it's green. So somebody's going to bank of something and says, wow, it's green. It's great. There is also this handbag shown, so I can shop there, for example. So the feeling is, it's safe. But you see on the other picture, that's the difference between secure and safe. Secure is the secure.bank of something with only secure, and safe is bank of something. I don't want to tell the name, but I think everybody can imagine which is the correct name. There you see it's a company behind. And that's really the difference between secure and safe. And that's all. Now we are coming to the topic I said, where you can earn money. That's what we have to show to our customers, that really you have to show the identity. We don't sell certificates anymore. We are going to sell trust. And that's the idea behind. And here you can see on the next slide, with Secure, you can use the free certificates. You need no organization to get a certificate. That's great. You can do it in minutes. or in seconds. You can verify only the domain, it's done, and you get immediately your bank of something, you get your certificate. On the other hand, when you take an extended validation certificate, for example, you need an organization. And for example, in Germany, organization listed in the Handelsregister, it took like half a year or 3 months. You need like 50,000 euros. You need to show your identity. You need that you are existing. So you make footprints. And when so as a fishing, I don't think a fisher, you won't do these footprints to do fishing. So it makes much more, and that's the point, to make something safe. Here you see domain also, plus legal existence. There are callbacks. You are called, you have to sign contracts. And then it's encrypted and verified. And that's the point. Secure is not safe. You have a verified certificate, or the owner is verified, and that's the way. Now some people will say, no, but you can, if you want, you can. Yes, you can. You can settle a company. You can put your money to really be a company. But do you want that when you're a fisher? You want to make these footsteps that they can get you? Do you think that a notary or a lawyer will sign documents that you are doing then something illegal? So that also stops you, and that's the point. Secure, and that's the great thing about always on SSL. Let's encrypt whatever. It's great, you have a secure connections, but you have a secure connections to some place. You don't know where is the secure connection. And that's the point, and that's the chance we are now talking to do the upselling, or we don't say upselling, but I will come immediately to it. So, secure is not safe, but also here, as I said, we have to be careful. That's never 100%, nothing is 100% safe. But we make it very hard for the fishers to show that they are really safe, that they can do. So a little bit of us also with the CertCenter partner program, because there you also will see that's also how to make money, because on other free certificates you have special protocols. But with these protocols, you can't sell other certificates. So first, when you have these free certificates, you prevent the loss of customers with always on. You get new customers because they are looking for a free certificate. They will come, they will find you. On the next, you can extend your product range, your portfolio, and that's where you can use our API. You have one API for free certificates. You have the same API for extended validation. You have the same API for code signing. You have the same API for SMIME. So you don't have to switch. You don't have to use one way to get a certificate for free and use the other way to get the certificates you're buying for. So that's the big difference, to get it one. And that's what we call, after it works, organic upselling. Does work for TLS. This business is not anymore like only selling DB certificates in millions without talking to your customers, only sell, no contact. No, you have to explain, you have to educate your customers that they really know why they use an extended validation certificate. And also your customers would have more needs for it. So that's important. We are talking about organic upselling and not the traditional upsell button. But you have to educate. You have them to show bank of something. That's the difference. So what is for your shop important? Do you want that the people know that who is behind the shop? Or don't you want? For example, in Germany, you have big shops like Otto.de, Zalando.de, for example. They have all extended validation. They don't have a domain-validated certificate. Why? Because it's a marketing feature. It's not anymore like only the security feature for connection A to B. It's the marketing feature to show the people you can trust us. And that's, I think, the way we have to think, and we have to change our thinking that we are selling trust and not anymore certificates. Not the technique is important. It's more what's behind the technique, that the people feel safe. At the end, only with our working together with CertCenter, we are future-proofed, so we are really, when there are changes, we immediately put it in our API. When there are changes in our console, it's immediately done. Knowledge transfer, we try to get our knowledge to our partners. Automation that really works. That's very important. As I mentioned before, we are talking about more and more certificates. We are talking about IoT, SMAM certificates. The amount of certificates is going to rise. So we have to automate, and we have to make it more and more automation grows. So that's also a point. We have no commitments. We have no upselling targets for you. Large product portfolio, more than 70 certificates. Also, one big point, we are brand independent, so you can switch from one brand to another brand, from one certificate to another. We have here EU contractor, EU law, EU, everything from the EU, not outside. We speak your language from the technical side, but also we speak English, we reden Deutsch, hablamos español, so we can all really speak with you in your language you need for it. Individual projects are welcome, so when you have a project, we will help you. One big point from our company is developers first. Our CEOs come from the developer side, so they also understand the needs of the developers and try to work with the developers together. And we want you to be successful as we have been in the year 2017. So this is wonderful. So sorry, but we are not talking about technique. 10 minutes later, but that was the last slide. So thanks a lot. If you have more questions, come to our booth. Our team will answer your questions, and thanks a lot.